All right. So, as you are all as most people who are interested in VTubers and VTubing in general are aware of, there has been some crazy, crazy, crazy stuff going on in this world, in this whole sphere of the internet. And that has to do with Vshojo, and everyone's talking about is the stuff that happened with Iron Mouse and the fact that she's left Vshojo. A whole other slew of VTubers have left Vshojo. We got Giga, we got Michi, we got Kason. There are so many VTubers that just are done with that company, and it's really kind of showing that they were on their last legs to begin with, and that this might be the nail in the coffin for the whole company itself. And yeah, we're just gonna go into this, see what it's all about. We got a video from False ID. He's covered. We're not gonna go through everything, but there are some poignant aspects of this that I want to go over and just kind of cover myself. Let's start it off. We are going to be skipping through some of this and going through the chapters and more or less filling in the blanks as to what I'm still kind of trying to catch up on. So let's get right into this. Definitely check out False ID. He makes some amazing fucking videos. He's the news guy of the VTubing sphere for the most part. Very matter of fact with most of his videos, at least the ones I've seen. They're very informative based and less emotional, less biased in any respect of it. A lot of it just straight up say, hey, this is what's happening, this is how people feel about it, and they might be in some hot water as a result. So yeah. Obviously, Vshojo is definitely in some hot water,
over the past 24 hours, seemingly every VTuber with this agency has now left, alongside numerous financial...
How many are there left? That's actually a really good question. Because we were talking about it earlier. Yeah, we were talking about how, what is it? There's Zen, there was Iron Mouse, let's see, there was Kason, there's Kuro, there's Henya left, Melody, I'm pretty sure Melody left too. So we're talking about a company that truly is losing all of its biggest talent. It's wild. It's wild. They really have almost no one that is still like a really active streamer in their roster right now, like a really big streamer.
Issues coming to light. But very quickly, intermixed with all of this, we also have Nimi Nightmare. Last night, sharing this little lore drop, former Vshojo member Giga saying to Nimi, excited to start our new chapter together. Love you. As not properly, we are back with
Giga is a proud parent now. Giga has officially... She's adopted the child before he was even born.
Vshojo. Yesterday, on July 21st of 2025, Iron Mouse dropping the huge revelation that she would be leaving the agency, being not only owed a significant amount of funds herself, but also alleging that Vshojo had not sent over $500,000 US that was intended for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Which is crazy because, like, listen, I'm almost certain Iron Mouse is probably a millionaire. Like she definitely isn't stressing too much about not getting paid to a certain extent or not being paid like timely, I guess, you know. I could imagine she probably has some type of cushion that she can fall on. But the biggest thing for me, and I think her and a lot of people in this situation, is the fact that they fucked over a charity. Like, that is unbelievably scummy. That is unbelievably just bad faith. Leaves a horrible taste in your mouth. That is disgusting. That is disgusting behavior from a company to do.
As part of Iron Mouse's last subathon from 2024. At the time of this recording, an amazing turnout in just one day, racking up over $550,000 US, even more than was originally raised.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure it looks like from that's like it's $10,000. So she actually raised so much money. And I said this before, that maybe Vshojo had an issue with trying to pay out something of that like massive amount, but you would think that it's not like Vshojo is putting out the $500,000 themselves to this organization, to this charity, and waiting for Iron Mouse or this subathon to pay them back. they probably already have the money from the subathon and everything. With all this $550,000, it was probably already set and ready, and they just didn't do anything
last
with it.
year during the subathon. The top donors on the leaderboard being
Did that just
Jazz, originally
did that just
raised
go up?
last year during the subathon.
It just went up in real time. It just went from
US
820 to
even more
830.
than was originally
That's
raised
crazy.
last year during the subathon. The top donors on the leaderboard being Jazz, Gamer.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Like this right here. Oh my God, Kenji. Also, I'm gonna move myself over so I'm not in front of our boy False's face. I don't want to cover up that handsome face. Look at that purple boy. We got one purple man and another purple man. Two purple men's over here. Love it. Back on the topic. The stuff that happened with Kenji, how he is currently basically have his own health issues that are going on right now. It sucks. It sucks. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I apologize. I apologize. Let's get back into this.
Subs, VTube Studio, Doki Bird, VGen, Kenji,
Yep, a lot
alongside
of
numerous others like Jaden Animations.
I mean, you got a lot of people here. You got Kenji, you got Cinder, you got Zentreya, you got Ludwig, Sea Dog, Jaden. Dude, it's crazy.
Nimi Nightmare.
It's absolutely crazy. And again, look at that. Up until the top 10, so Mini, they donated 10,000. That was their actual sub goal.
Going by the name of and potentially actually Sender plus Zentreya.
Wait, what?
One account going by the name of and potentially actually Sender plus Zentreya.
Oh, so it might not be. Okay.
Ludwig, Sea Dog VA, Sayu,
See?
alongside others
I feel like that it could
Ariel,
not be.
Limu, Smugalana, Fifi, Tricky, Dia alongside Victoria and Zolan.
Okay, I don't need to go. We don't need to go through literally every single fucking person that's doing this. So. Yes, she had her charity drive, basically donated to by a bunch of people.
As the top gifter to Mouse's subathon, knowing that the money didn't get to the charity, I'm seething in anger at Vshojo right now. I hope this gets made right. I will do everything I can to continue supporting Mouse and all the other talents through this.
Well, again, it's not Mouse's fault for it. It's all Vshojo. So it's like, there are definitely going to be people that look at that and might be like, oh, Mouse is in the wrong. But no, anyone that says that Mouse is in the wrong for anything that happened here is... They are brain dead. Oh my gosh, that would be a crazy take.
Fish also relaying this from Doki Bird. Doki saying of her donation, remarking, look, I know I said I'd save after how much I spent before, but that's why I waited until my manager was asleep to donate because I know they get mad at me. All this news also bringing us back to this tweet from June 25th. Iron Mouse tweeting.
I was scared about it, but glad to. Okay, yeah. Vshojo, all these companies, they're not perfectly spotless at the end of the day. They are companies. They are they are created to make money. But if you're making money off of what is essentially the guise of a charity, the guise of something else, and then you're like subtly taking money from underneath, no one likes that. You never really understand why they do it other than the fact that it's the greed. It's always the greed. They see the dollar signs in their eyes and they can't help but take advantage of others because they think they can.
I'll talk about the current, or perhaps we should say former roster of YouTubers of the Vshojo, beginning with Amelie tweeting out last night, thanks.
That's not a I'm leaving. That's like
for letting me
thanks
be a
for
little
watching
guy on the internet. I'm very thankful that streaming found me. I'm profoundly grateful for the people
Plus,
I
still
met
has the
along the way. I
Vshojo
love
thing
you
right
all.
there.
Now this morning saying,
Never mind. That is gone. As of today, I will be terminating my contract with Vshojo effective immediately. Damn. And she's also one of the newer people that got brought onto Vshojo. I think it was like her and Michi are like some of like the new faces in the company. And yeah, they both are out. They both left. I was watching some of Michi's video covering it and her talking about it. So it is wild. So
As of
she probably
today, I will be
talk about the whole
terminating my
thing.
contract with Vshojo effective immediately, and I will be returning to being an independent VTuber and content creator. Nothing about my content will change, as I was indie for 18 years before signing with Vshojo, and I retain my IP. My love goes out to the talents.
Has Amelie been I did not know Amelie has been a streamer for 18 years or been a content creator for 18 years. That's crazy. Dude, she has been in the trenches. That makes sense, especially with like her personality, the way she interacts on stream and everything. I loved Amelie. She was such a fun content creator. Such a
Thank
fun
you so much for
streamer
your
to watch.
continued support as we look forward to the future. Zentrea adding
some of you have questions like, is she talking about this is a comment to something? Is this to the Amelie thing, or is this maybe just something that has to do with Vshojo? I think Zen might have actually left Vshojo too. One sec. Let me just double check this. Yeah, so even Zentrea left recently, and so it's crazy. It's crazy. They are all gone. They are literally all gone. They have no one else that can really like stand up and be like, yeah, I have I get the views, I get the attention. Like, I'm going to be that cash cow for this company. But anyways,
it looked like Fruit would be returning to the public eye.
That's a really good meme.
Now giving us
that's a really good
and
yep,
sharing
yep.
my heart aches for the talent and the hardworking talent staff who worked tooth and nail to let us be heard. Kuro here saying, I didn't want to say anything until it's finalized, but since people keep making assumptions, no, I am not Not staying here. I've already submitted a leave contract.
Ship's burning and it's time to jump off.
Ago. The only reason I still have the Vshojo brand logo on here still is because
which he doesn't anymore
themselves. As an associate, you cannot remove
Look
it
at
yourself.
That. He does not have it currently.
And other members. In any case, I'm just waiting for the contract to be all fulfilled and done, but I guess I'm an indie now. Showing all the markings.
But I guess I'm an indie now, yeah.
There it goes. How do you do, fellow indie VTubers? Alongside, we also have Michi Mochivi. Last night tweeting out, I'm sorry, I leave.
My guy. Welcome to the trenches. Welcome to the trenches with us, my homie. You're a small man, like all of us, except you're one of the bigger indie VTubers. A lot of them, if not all, going to have to rebrand and get new models. No. I actually don't think any of them will have to get new models. Well, there might be some, but I would assume most do not. Like, for example, Iron Mouse is going to keep her model. It's not like Vshojo is going to make her take on a whole new persona. She's going to still be Iron Mouse, and that's still going to be her brand and her identity. I would assume Vshojo is not like Niji Sanji in the sense that Niji Sanji has complete control over the persona and the creation of the model and the character itself, whereas Vshojo might allow the person to have more independence and more control over that aspect of it, especially with the video that I watched about Mouse and how she described it, and even the one with Giga, and she was just like, they sign talent that already does relatively have some type of name to it. Like, they're not signing talent that they're not going to sign me is what I'm getting at for like a comparison here. Like, for example, like I have like 110 followers. I don't get a fuck ton of subscribers, shit like that. So they're not going to promote someone like me, because I'm such a small name and I don't have a following on that scale. But they will do it for people like Giga, like Amelie, like Michi, like Iron Mouse and everything, because they have the following, they have the identity, so their brand is their own, and they don't gain control of it as a result retroactively. They definitely have it. They're definitely not giving their shit back. It belongs to
Fellow
them.
indie VTubers. Alongside, we also have Michi Mochivi. Last night tweeting out, "I'm sorry, I legally can't say anything yet right now, but I'm just honestly so tired. Please support Mousy. She's such an amazing person. Please take care of yourselves. You guys matter so much, at least to me, and please do tell the people you love that you love them." This morning, Michi tweeting this out. "I know the picture sucks. I literally have no good pics, but I swear the stream is serious. I apologize. Talking about my situation right now." Michi on stream confirming she has officially left Vshojo, with Vshojo also owing her unpaid debts, among other reasons for leaving, which she cannot elaborate. So owing her unpaid debts, among other reasons
but
for
if I remember
leaving,
correctly,
she
she didn't
cannot
specify.
elaborate on due to legalities. This news affecting others being a shock to her as well. Michi later on Twitter saying, "What a great way to start our journey into being Michi Mochivi from Michi Mochivi Independent." Yuri responding to her with, "We're here for you, Pookie, and make sure to eat something after this." Numi also supporting her earlier with "Love you forever and ever. It's going to be okay." Further reacting to this news was Hajime Hime, saying to Mouse, "We will always stand by you, Queen. Genuinely love you." And very quickly saying on Twitter, "I can confirm I have also quit Vshojo. These past 2 years, I got to meet and befriend some amazing people, but I can no longer be part of the company. I'll still be here streaming as Hime. I know I am on and off, but I am sticky
I know I'm on and off, but I'm sticky mittens here. Okay.
Well, also this morning, we have Project Melody tweeting, "I waited to make a statement because I'm always anxious and struggle to find my words, but yes, I'm leaving Vshojo. I'm OG talent, put everything into this company, but I'm..."
Melody, again, another one of those big names where it's like, she, Zentreya, Iron Mouse, like, the back of this company was built off of these types of people, and without them in it, what's left? Like, what is truly left? This company is going down in flames, and they need to do something, whether it be some crazy PR stunt, maybe it's try and regain some talent from other avenues, because I don't think any one of these people are going to come back. Like, I don't think Melody's going to come back. I don't think Giga's going to come back. I don't think anyone's going to be saying, "Yeah, let me back in on the Vshojo hype train." No, they're all gone. Maybe they try to rebrand their marketing, their company. Maybe they try to do something different. I have no fucking clue, but all I'm saying is that they are in deep shit right now.
Beyond devastated at what happened.
Also, did you have to move over to this side? False. Really? False. You had to move over to this side. Now I have to move back over to that side. I'm not moving.
And
I'm
never in a million
here.
years thought I'd be saying these words.
I'm staying here.
Well, we have K-san. Earlier sending out this tweet, I got a response.
This is the big one I wanted to see. So I wanted to see I wanted to hear about K-san's interview with Vshojo, because this was like the big thing that I saw this morning that literally made my jaw drop. I didn't watch it. I haven't seen anything about it, but I've wanted to see what the CEO of this company has to actually say about them for themselves, because I can imagine it's going to be...
I want, and then creating a stream waiting room for this morning, originally saying, "We need an explanation. Please answer Vshojo." K-san actually bringing on the Vshojo JP CEO to the stream. This as Shibuya Kaho, among many others, were providing live translations from Japanese to English. K-san at the beginning stating, "Like Mousy said, to prevent leaking my personal information, I had Vshojo handle deals and stuff on my behalf." Then bringing on the JP CEO, that being...
All right, wait. Nah, because he read literally the first thing. We need to read the rest of this. So, like Mousy said, to prevent leaking my personal information, I said Vshojo handle the deal, something on my behalf. Yeah. So unlike with Mouse, where it was more where she was putting the monetary aspect in their hands too, K-san was saying, "No, I will handle my money. Just the actual interaction, the communication, the divulging of like names and everything, that's going to be done through Vshojo, because I want to keep the privacy and the anonymity to myself."
Vshojo handle deals and stuff on my behalf. Then bringing on the JP...
Also, I'm just saying, with this mustache and sunglass combo, I look very similar, even more similar to my mans over here. We're looking even more like we're brothers in arms.
CEO, that being Loutlot, remarking as a disclaimer,
Yep.
"I am still affiliated with the company, which means I shouldn't be here.
This is Latlet, the JPCO, not a gun run. Okay, I'll be explaining both Japanese and it's okay. So, I mean, let's be real. You guys don't really have many talents left. Like, I'm actually not kidding. Out of what, there's like 16 people on their roster. I think we've heard about 16 people say that they're leaving Vshojo. At least all the popular ones, that's for sure. Like, so I guess it's just the non-talents.
If I say too much here, regardless of whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it could
things
affect
I
many
cannot
people,
say.
including
I'm sure
talents and
NDA
non-talents.
exists.
And I can't
Yes.
reply. It's not necessarily because I'm taking the company
I will
side.
say.
And there are also things
I will say. NDAs exist. NDAs are real. NDAs have a lot of power, but NDAs do not allow you to break the law. Just plain and simple. An NDA does not allow you to break the law, and an NDA does not make it so other people cannot expose you for breaking the law. If you are doing something that is fraudulent, defrauding either your clients or your what is it, their audiences, then yeah, your actual NDA does not apply here, should not apply here, and the fact that you try to make it apply here is kind of like a scummy corporate tactic that people try every now and again, where they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm under NDA, so I can't talk about it." Yeah, you're under NDA, but that doesn't mean that, like, if someone walked into the building or you saw your boss walk into a meeting and shoot one of the board members in the face, that's a crime. That's a murder. You don't just say, "Oh, I'm under an NDA. I can't go to the cops and tell them what just happened." Like that type of logic is absolutely asinine, and it has no place here. It is just something that is used as a scapegoat, so that way they don't have to actually say what they're really doing in the back scenes of everything.
I don't know. Further saying, I've been introduced as the JP CEO, but I'm actually not greatly involved in the operating of the company. I was in a helping role only, really, when a project required using Japanese resources. Many other things weren't in my...
Yeah, I'm a CEO just in title only. Like, I have no actual control over any of the operations that happen here. That's Janice over in accounting. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? If you're a CEO and you're saying you have no control and you have no involvement in operating your company, dude, that company should not exist. Like, you are not running that company. That company is running you then. If you're only used for Japanese resources, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Purview, and perhaps hidden from me too. Also saying, I've heard that the company itself is working on their PR answer. Case on asking.
Yeah, this is literally this person's trying to save face and trying to distance themselves from the company, so that way if the company ends up fucking getting fucked over, then, or having to shut down, or there's even worse PR that comes out, they can be like, "Listen, I was just a Japanese resource officer. I just helped out. I wasn't here actually like doing anything crazy, and they're trying to do PR stuff right now." Their company is not running effectively or efficiently, for that matter.
Heard that the company itself is working on their PR answer.
That's crazy.
Case on asking this JPCO about the 500,000.
So today I'm leaving Vshojo. She said, like you, she is owed money from Vshojo. Like you. So Kaison's also owed money. And there's money meant for charity that Vshojo did not pay on her behalf, amounting to 500,000 USD. Put simply, that's embezzlement, isn't it? Embezzlement. So let's look up what the definition of embezzlement is. All right, so the definition for embezzlement, and I'll pull it up over here, is the theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer. Basically, the $500,000 worth of funds that Iron Mouse gave to her employer, Vshojo, was taken and used in means that weren't for the charity. That wasn't the intended purpose. That is embezzlement. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm no lawyer, but like that very much hits the cue of embezzlement, which again is a crime. That's something that you can get fined for. That's something you can get in fucking massive trouble for doing. So at the end of the day, big no-no on their part.
$1,000 meant to go to charity.
And they're like embezzlement. Don't want to actually acknowledge the fact of what it might be, because if they do, then guess what? That can be used in the court of law, and they can be held accountable for that and liable for the misusing of funds. That's crazy. Well, the question becomes, where did the money go, right? It doesn't matter where the money... Actually, no, that does not matter. That does not matter. Where the money goes does not matter, because it did not go to the intended spot that it was supposed to go to. That is embezzlement by definition. So no, I don't care about where the money goes. Sorry, and that's Kason asking that. That, like, I would say that doesn't matter. Like, Kason, that does not matter where the money goes. That's true. No, it's not. I believe it may have been used for operational costs. That's exactly it. That is embezzlement. That is embezzlement. If you're using it for operational costs that aren't in that facet, or for like another set, again, it does not matter. Even if it's used for another charity, that is still embezzlement. You can do that and still be in the wrong. Either way.
That's embezzlement, isn't it? And further, the question becomes, where did the money go? JP CEO responding, I believe it may have been used for operational costs. Kason revealing, I haven't received any money from Vshojo.
That's crazy.
Starting from September of last year. Once again, that's September of 2024 being the last time Kason has received any money from Vshojo. The JPCO
could you imagine
also saying,
that?
to my understanding, the
That's
money
crazy.
flow wasn't good, and that they knew about the Iron Mouse.
Okay, of course, I can only speak the movement Japanese branch. We currently have TLS only on Twitch and Discord directly. Sorry, what? To my understanding, money flow. See, just saying money flow isn't good isn't a reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all right for like a month or two. Like, that excuse works. But 11 months? Almost a year? Actually, is it 11 months? One sec. I think it's like actually 10. Yeah, like 10 months, something like that. 10 or 11 months, whenever. But she is fucked. Like, that is fucking her. Regardless, like, however you want, without mincing words, you are directly taking money away from this woman that has rightfully earned it and is rightfully owed it, that you are just not going to pay.
Situation a few weeks ago, saying further, money was held by the main company and that I couldn't look into the finances personally. Remarking, so I kept asking them about how they were going to get the money back, and then going on to give a little bit of the organizational structure of Vshojo. There's JP and EN, and JP is entirely under EN. The finances of JP are pretty much all held by EN, and JP has its own budget. And so JP has to receive money from EN, and JP has its own budget. And so JP has to receive money from ENHQ to pay their talents. CO saying the amount handled by JP was much lower than by EN. Kason at this time also officially...
I quit Vshojo today. Oh my god, that's hilarious. She said, you know what? No, I'm done. This conversation would cement it in my mind instantly. Honestly, the first section of this, I would have already said I'm leaving. I'm not gonna be here. Then I would have went into the whole stuff about like the embezzlement, and then you can kind of like truly let off and let loose on them and be like, that's it. That's actually embezzlement. I don't want to hear no fucking like dancing around, mincing words, semantic bullshit. It is what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. And yeah. So wait, so you know the JP were not being paid? Yes. That's not doing good then. Yeah, exactly. No, for real. For real. They tried to say that they were, yep. Did you say Vichu was doing good? Yes. So basically, actually, oh my god, that actually pisses me off too. Holy shit, this whole shit, everything here pisses me off. So that should have been your red flag right there. If you see the money coming in, but money not going out to the people that it needs to go out to, that is not doing good. You are not in a good spot. There is a big issue here. The issue being that money is going somewhere and no one knows where it's going. Even worse.
He was much lower than by EN. Kason at this time also officially
quitting
I quit. On stream.
I quit. Hi. Yeah. I understand. I was planning on doing this on the 31st, but I'm doing it today. I quit. This is very wrong.
And
yeah,
also
exactly.
revealing that she was originally planning to quit on July 31st, but is pushing this up now to today, July 22nd.
I'm done. I'm
The
done.
JP
After this
CEO
conversation, I'd be
saying that
done.
The company was lax with its finances. There were questions
Not
that
good.
we on the JP staff had and were asking but didn't get answers to. I suspect they didn't track their money properly. The CEO saying my salary got slashed to less than half starting at the start of this year. Case on
Wait, where
later.
does it say that? For translation, you can use my managing finances. Are you getting paid right now? Pretty much getting nothing. Fuck you. Fuck this person. Nah, dude. This person just said, boo-hoo, little me. Boo-hoo, whittle me got a pay cut. Boo-hoo, whittle me, CEO of the Japanese branch got a pay cut when the actual talent hasn't gotten paid in almost a year. Like, anything is better than nothing. Go fuck yourself, dude. Actually go stuff it up your ass. Like, that is crazy. How dare they? How dare that person say that as like some type of point, as like, hey, I'm leveling with you. Hey, I'm just like you. Hey, it's not us, it's them. Hey, I'm also a victim. You are not a victim. You are part of the problem. You are a person that has gone out of their way to make it so that way you don't help your talent. You don't inform them as to what's going on. You don't try to help them. You literally just take their money and then run away with it. And then when you get a pay cut, who gives a shit? Because everyone else isn't getting paid at all. Dude, that is ridiculous. I don't care if you should not be making money at all. You should be making zero. If your talent, the people who are making you money right now aren't making anything. That is disgusting.
CEO saying my salary got slashed to less than half starting
I don't care if it should be nothing. It should be nothing.
Start of this year. Kason later saying, talents first, my ass. Upon deducing that it would be staff who were paid first and then talents. The CEO saying, all I can say is the staff aren't in the wrong. Kason remarking, it's not
Everyone
like I want to blame anyone because that's not going to pay my...
Yeah, you're right. You're the regular staff office workers that are like, what is it? That might be going out getting coffee for the office. Yeah, they're fine. But the guys that are at the top, the ones that are actually giving the say, that have the control, that have the power in the company, fuck them. They are all bad. They are all wrong, and they are all part of this big plot that they were conceiving.
JP CEO saying the biggest problem is that the JP wallet was combined with the EN one. There was discussions to separate the two since the JP side's cash flow was good. So there was talks about separating the two. Case on asking, is my debt going to be paid? And JP CEO saying that depends on whether the company on the US side can recover. Case on responding, I feel like I got scammed. Case on further also saying
you did get scammed. In fact, you skipped a little bit of this. Sorry, false, but so is my debt going to be paid? That depends on whether the company, the U.S. side, can recover. Definitely not with all their talent leaving. But I don't think the chances are good. You did get scammed. I kept getting wait, we'll pay you. That is literally what scammers say. That's crazy.
Based on responding, I feel like I got scammed. Based on further also saying the monetization from streams themselves were not touched by Vshojo.
Oh, that's
so
good
it's
at
not
least.
like the talents,
okay.
including me,
okay.
Kason, are entirely out of money, but that's not the issue. It's more like the trust from the fans. Was the company going to add more
people aren't
talents
gonna
even
feel,
though they haven't paid me yet? JPCO
itchy.
remarking, yes, Vshojo was trying to add more talents. And upon
not anymore.
Kason asking, was the idea that more money would come in and they could use that to cover the outstanding expenses? JPCO responding, I don't think they were thinking that far. Those in charge of adding talents were only in charge of adding talents. The fact that money was drying up was not the reason for adding more talents. Kason going on to ask what is going to happen to Nova.
There are legal issues going on,
Vshojo JP talents. JPCO saying the staff and talent of JP alongside you, Kason, Henya, Nova, and again the JP staff. Regarding all of you, I want to take as much responsibility. responsibility as I can. My own power is limited, of course. Like I said, I can change your contract so that you, the talents, can get paid directly. How long I can remain in Vshojo is still unknown, but I'll do as much as I can in the limited time I have. I believe you and Henya can still keep going as indies. I'll separate the staff to give you as much support as possible to continue your activities, and I can change your contracts, but with Nova, it's different. It's a whole group. They aren't in the black yet, finance-wise, so it's a bit harder, but the managers assigned to you and Henya should be able to continue working with you, and we'll do our
So basically, wait, because it's a whole. I mean, I don't know Nova, so I don't know.
Continue supporting Nova as best we can. Based on asking, will Vshojo disappear entirely? JPC
maybe.
Saying,
It's a good chance.
Say for sure, and it's out of my control.
It looks like it might.
Lastly, chat asking, will there be an apology from the company, case on adding, or a statement? And JPCO saying, I sure hope so. Case on saying, in any case, thanks for coming onto the stream. And the JPCO remarking, thank you for having me. Since you joined us, we've talked a lot, and I'm terribly sorry things have ended this way. Afterwards, case on tweeting, feeling ashamed for all the positive. Please support everyone. And then linking to Iron Mouse's Tiltify. That Tiltify link, once again, being down in the description below. Zentreya updating us with... Is
this the donation? Number one, Tiltify, the number one platform for live streaming and digital fundraising. So, yeah, this is where she's doing it. And this is where people are currently donating. I actually want to go see this real quick. Because someone said that it was over. Yep, look at that. It's reached over 1 million. Now, here's the thing. Because this is not associated or run through like Vshojo, this money probably is going to Iron Mouse. Or some type of like, yeah, there has to be some account or something like that that Iron Mouse is directly associated with where like it could pay out to her. Yeah. And this is the same site that was on before. So the one thing I will say with this is I don't know how it works per se, but transferring over this money from this Tiltify to like Vshojo, I don't know how that works, especially when it comes to like paying and helping out on charities and shit like that. Like, I don't know. Again, not entirely sure, but I would imagine there might be some difficulty with that. But now that it is strictly through Iron Mouse, I mean, she could just straight up donate the money that like comes in as it comes in, pretty much. Over $1 million, almost 1.1, almost $1.2 million. That's insane. Definitely go donate to Iron Mouse's fundraiser. If I have to check my bank account. If I'm able to, I'm probably gonna donate myself. It's just so tragic. Like, it is just so tragic because people with these types of with these lifestyles, this money would have been life-changing for them. And yeah, let's help them out, guys. Let's help them out.
Link, once
again, do what we can.
Down in the description below. Zentreya updating us with, in light of the craziness, I want to continue to push for good. I know I said I'd help one person get their VTuber model and assets. I'm changing that to 5 people. I'll be most likely doing a Google form for all of you to fill in and give all your aspirations and dreams soon. I know how some of you were hopeful. I want to still stand by that and hope I can help some of you like was promised.
Yeah.
Just continue to spread love and help those around you. Give to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, to charities, be the positive force for good. Much love. And so now we have even more revelations, including this one from the alien VTuber Momo. Today saying, I guess I'm glad now, considering back in 2019, I spent almost...
Okay, so this is just other people talking about that. VTubers reacting. That's going to be it for that one. Definitely check out False ID. He covers a lot of information. He shows us a lot of what's going on in the background. And yeah, all in all, it's an actual shit show over there at Vshojo. But we are not done yet. We got one more thing I want to go into real quick that I think is actually very interesting. And it's also related to this. And it's from our boy over at the Legal Mindset, Andrew Esquire. So basically, Vshojo's inevitable bankruptcy, fast facts. Now, I've been hinting at this. I've been saying that like the company it's in dire status. It's in dire status. You can't not look at a company that's lost all of their talent, all of the money, the ways that they can make money have just left. They can't get any new talent because their new talent has all just backed out too. And their reputation in like the public eye is completely dissolved. But anyways, let's go see what our boy over at Legal Mindset has. These are some fast facts with Andrew Esquire, my man's.
The bankruptcy of Vshojo is inevitable.
I can't wait for that. It's going to be crazy. It's going to go wild.
To insolvency. So today
also,
we're
hold
going to
up.
go over the
I cannot move myself back over.
bankruptcy process.
Little logo
and
thing over
exactly
here.
what it's going to look like and how it's going to affect Vshojo. Of course, it's the Legal Minds where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney.
Go up with the volume of my
And
voice.
this is a fast facts, quick and dirty version of the legal
Dirty
education
version.
news
Hell
that
yeah.
gets best to you as quickly as possible. So smash a like and leave a comment if you like the fast facts versions. Now, getting into this, we've been covering the breakup of Vshojo as has happened and been covered by many channels. But one thing that I've said quickly, and I think I was probably the
Did he
first
make
person
that?
to point this out.
Wait a
is
second.
that bankruptcy is the way that
Yeah,
this
there-
is going
this-
to wind up. As we're seeing things play out, as people are speaking out, it's very clear looking at the roster, looking at the fact
Social media. Apricots, fruit's already gone. So here's, wait. So green is staying. And there's not a single green person in this entire fucking list. So we got pink left prior to 2025, which means that they had already left. They had already moved on, either it be to some other, so either they graduated or some other issue happened and they ended up leaving. Silvertail left, Nyanners left, V-Bay left, Nazuna left. The only one I really know from here is Nyanners. And here's the big one. We have all the people who left recently. Now, it could be prior to all this drama happening. It could be right as a result from all of it happening. But like Henya left because of it. Zentreya left because of it. Melody left because of it. What is it? Where's Kuro? We saw Kuro. Kuro left. Like everyone. Amelie's already also left. Like all of these people, Kason, have left the company, and these are some of the big names in it that have left from this cause. There is no one left on this roster. Everyone is leaving. And yes, I know, Amelie literally joined in January of this year. She is part of the newest group of VTubers that have joined this organization, and she is already leaving. That is the craziest thing about all this, is that like you have people that have literally, they haven't even had their first year in the company yet, and they're already saying, listen, if you stay on this company, there's a good chance you won't get your money. You won't get paid. They might try to steal something from you. They might try to use you. And who wants that? Like, I would be out too if I was Amelie. It just makes sense.
there's literally no talent.
Literally
left
no
in the list
one.
as of today. All of the red people
They are gone.
confirmed to have left. So Zentraya, Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Hime, Kason, Haruka, Henya, Giga, Kuro, Matara, Michi, everybody here. Hestia, Yutori, Okamoto, Amelie. Everyone is essentially
I can't
out.
believe
We've
it.
got
That's so
people that left
crazy.
earlier, like Vebe, Silverbill, and Aminia. And then Fruit is the only one that's left that even is, not made an official announcement, but she's removed Vshojo from her profile. So she's expected to leave.
Yeah.
So at this point,
Oh, she
they
removed
have
Vshojo. I thought she got
absolutely no
removed.
profit generation.
Never mind.
There is no way that there's any income coming in.
Yeah.
And at that point,
That's not good.
for any company, you are insolvent. If you were already having problems when all of your creators were at their maximum revenue generation and you still were not profitable, there's no way to be profitable with no revenue coming in. It's a simple 1 + 1.
They were really just like not using their money correctly. Like I remember watching the Giga's video on it, and she said that they spent upwards of like $1 million on like these little advertisement things in like a Subway. Dude, that was crazy. Or was it her, or was it Sea Dog's video? I forget whose it was, but I was watching one of their videos today, and like literally they spent so much money on that stuff when That could have went to paying your creators. Those bad business decisions were probably one, then the next, then the next, then the next, and they kept building off of each other, and they built themselves, and they kind of dug themselves into this hole.
There really is no other way around that.
Yeah,
now,
they're cooked.
We're also seeing the scope of this debt, and even as
a
while ago,
here's some older decks that may help. Right now, we're looking at someone acquire. Wow, this was recently. This was like 3 days ago. Here's some older decks that may help. Right now, we're looking at someone acquiring us for just the amount that we owe to talents and loans. That's about $2 million for everything, dude. They owe $2 million to the creators and for loans. They owe so much money. They are cooked. $2 million in debt for a company that is by far bankruptcy, and they're looking to be bought out. Like, that's the craziest part about it, is that they've given up. We're burning right now. We burning.
This is not even totally current, but this is very recent here in 2025.
This is very recent. I mean, this is a month ago, guys. This is literally like a month and 3 days ago.
$2 million deep in loans and in what they owe to talent. $2 million.
Big M's, bro.
There's no digging out of that.
Yeah.
There's no.
I told you. That's what I said.
Asking for another loan.
That's exactly what I said. This is a level of money that you owe that you cannot physically reproduce or give back to someone all at once.
To bail them out when they've got no one working for them.
No, yeah. Also that too. No one's gonna. Yes.
And what happens?
They don't have a future.
Well, naturally, it would be a bankruptcy. That is the natural thing for a company to do, particularly when they are buried by claims, when they're going to be buried by lawsuits, when they're going to be buried by obligations and unpaid wages,
all that stuff. Yep, they're probably going to garnish stuff too.
So what does the bankruptcy process actually look like? Many people are not familiar with it, or
it's an extensive process.
We're going to talk about it in a corporate context today. So
I know
what it actually looks like is
I know a bit about personal bankruptcy, just because, for one, like I said, I've watched that financial channel a lot, so like he covers it a bit, but I don't know much about like corporate bankruptcy, like an actual business. So basically, I assume what's gonna happen is they're gonna do a 7. I don't think they're gonna go for the Chapter 11, because I don't see them being able to pay back the $2 million just in general. I don't see it. Maybe it happens. Who knows? If it does, then they could if they see that they might be able to, then they'll probably go Chapter 11. But I feel like they're gonna go Chapter 7, and as a result, all of the fucking CEOs and the higher echelon people in Vshojo are gonna get fired. Like, that's what it says right here. Existing a trustee takes over.
Either reorganization or
I wouldn't
liquidation.
I would want someone to change. I would not want the people that work it currently to stay.
We're not talking about personal bankruptcy. We're talking about corporate bankruptcy. For personal bankruptcy, you might be familiar with that. There's also municipal bankruptcy, and there's other sorts of bankruptcies.
Is it blurred?
Okay, I was about to... But in this specifically, there's two
hold on. Was I... Okay, it wasn't just man's camera actually defocused there for a second. I was like, am I going blind?
Either Chapter 7 or Chapter 11. And I'm going to explain the difference. The difference is really between reorganization or liquidation. Chapter 11
gonna liquidate everything.
Reorganization. This is for companies that have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance.
No, there's not.
Recovery and profitability. So if that company can get back to making money, then it can be reorganized. And you can say, hey, look, let's restructure this. Let's, change the terms of some debt. Let's, maybe cut some
refinance stuff,
and let's
trim some fat, clean up the house a bit.
Chapter 7 is for those that realistically cannot reorganize or return to profitability. Chapter 7 is way faster, cheaper, and handled in months versus years for Chapter 11. And in Chapter 7, a trustee takes over versus Chapter 11 with existing management. So looking at all these factors,
I would want 7.
It's very clear it's going to be Chapter 7.
Yeah.
You're also a mainly service.
Oh, look at that. See, I'm no lawyer, but I can look at fucking obvious shit and be like, yeah, there's no way a $2 million debt is something that they're going to be able to pay back. I just don't see it, especially if there's like interest and stuff like that and rates that they'll have to contend with, and if they have to refinance things like that. It's just so much work, so much headaches, so many headaches, so much like what ifs and just leaving stuff kind of hanging that if I was them, I would just say chapter 7 is the easiest way to go through it. Yeah, they're fucked as a result and they're all going to lose their jobs. But hey, at least the company stays up, I guess. And who knows? Maybe they might be able to keep some stocks or something in the company and they'd be able to make some money that way.
You
I don't really
have
know.
heavy in
But
products or
yeah.
assets. And if you think about it, the only real assets, the big assets that a VTuber company would normally
VTubers,
have are the models.
Yeah.
And like it or not, I mean, at the end of the day, they are an asset. They could be sold to somebody to be skinwalked.
There might be some like legalities or some contract that gets put into place that like only Zentreya has claim and ownership of this model, and it's not technically like because she has claim over the whole brand of Zentreya. So if they can't go out and be like, okay, we're going bankrupt, we're selling this model of Zentreya to this random goober on the internet, and then he can go be Zentreya. No, that's not going to be that. For one, that's infringement on, she probably has copyright on her brand or some type of trademarking for her brand. If it is a trademark brand, that is, what is it? That's a lawsuit on the person that's infringing it to begin with. So I could see like, maybe like a random one-off model, something that's not really used, or maybe even like a previous model from like a retired or graduated talent. Like I could see something like that maybe being used. But even so, I would imagine a lot of these models are especially created off of pre-existing models and pre-existing brands and ideas and concepts. They are not something that you could just outwardly be like, yeah, I'm going to sell this to this person and they can use it now. That's not the case. I feel like there's something in their contracts.
By some other person.
If not, then
right?
that sucks because that's like a big, that's a big loophole right there, a big open ending thing.
In the general culture of the VTubing community, that's deplorable. In the
also, yes, he is 100% right. By trying to copy someone else's look or someone's style in like the VTubing world, very much frowned upon. No one likes it. Everyone tries to like collectively shit on that person.
General culture of the VTubing community, but technically, from a legal standpoint, it is an asset. Intellectual property right is an asset.
But no one's gonna buy it. That's
sell
the thing.
Those assets, except for they don't own those assets.
Yep. See, that's what I said.
Creators own their own IP. There really
I called
isn't much
it
to sell.
I told you, dude. Should I be a lawyer? Now, I'm not a lawyer. No one in my family's a lawyer. I have not studied law at all. I'm using literally the most basic of basic common sense here, and somehow I am literally having these same exact points that this actual practicing attorney
does. A couple of staplers and some desks. I mean, that's probably all they really have is some office stuff to liquidate, and the actual building. About it.
They probably have buildings. They might have some software. They could have hardware. They probably do have some other things that you would go after.
They probably got a lot of liabilities, but nothing to really offset that in significant assets. They
I could see that.
Real estate. They didn't have any heavy machinery. There's nothing that they could actually, turn over and sell like a fleet of trucks or cars. So what we're seeing here is going to be chapter 7. It's going to be a liquidation. There's no way they're going to want to put the existing management,
they're going to get rid of everything.
Has been a failure for the past years, and we're talking years failing in profitability. They're not going to say, hey, you guys can totally turn this around. We're going to give you a chance. There's no chance of that. I think the judge is going to look at it as this and say, nope, it's definitely going to be chapter 7. You guys are clearly down that lane.
You guys are clearly
fucked. Chapter 7. What's the process for that? So Vshojo's got to submit a petition for bankruptcy. Now, we haven't seen this yet.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as this gets filed, I'm sure we're going to report in it. I'll report in it. I'll let you guys know. But we're going to see a submission of a petition for bankruptcy. When they submit that, they're going to also have to list all their assets, liabilities, their income, expenditures, contracts, leases. And this is going to be very interesting because that's when we're going to get the truth.
Live, live, love.
How deep in financial hot water was Vshojo? That is going to be a spicy.
They are down
all
there.
All the people in the community, drama tubers and otherwise, everybody, right, is going to sink into and really analyze. And that's going to be an absolute bombshell to see exactly how bad they were performing over the past. And I think that's also instructive for future corporations.
I was about to say, it's going to be a learning lesson for everyone else.
Predictions for profitability. Now, what would happen is after they do that
To be
petition, they're going to get it turned over to a bankruptcy trustee. So the bankruptcy trustee is going to take control of everything. They're going to take all the assets.
Look at me. I'm the
and
captain
their
now.
job is to liquidate those assets and distribute them to creditors. So taking anything they have of worth and distributing it. But there's an order. At the top of the list are secured creditors. So anybody who has a secured loan or a mortgage, etc.
Yep.
And then there's unsecured. And that's everybody else, including people like talents. Now,
people that need to
mention
get
there is
paid
an
still.
exemption which might give them as prospective independent contractors priority status over
Yeah,
other
that would
claims.
actually. Yeah.
That might be possible.
That
It
actually
may be possible they will cover.
for layman's explanation in dumbed down terms, basically because the people work, because you have streamers working out there, or the way that they operate, it's not like your average employee. The way streamers operate inside of a streaming corporation or agency, they are not seen as like regular office workers. They are not seen as like the people that go and get coffee or are doing like finances in the background or anything like that. They are being hired and being paid by the company to produce something. So in a way, you can say that they're contracted work. That really wasn't layman's term, but basically, VTubers, they work at the company, making the content, making the company money, and because of that position that they have, they are in what I would say is like a different class or different sect of employment, to where they might be not above the loan people, the people that they have to like pay back in loans of banks and shit like that, but they might be the first people, like individuals, that they have to pay back as a result.
Some money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so.
However, it ain't going to be much.
It's
and
not.
It certainly
No.
won't be enough to satisfy all the obligations.
For one, bankruptcy in and of itself. I mean, even the people that are, even the other people that are at the top that are going to be the first people to get paid, they're not going to get all the money back. That's the thing. They definitely are not seeing all the money that they earned come back to them as a result, which sucks because that's a lot of money gone.
Charity obligation. So that's
the charity one's a big one
and
too.
that's going to be something that the trustee is going to have to deal with. Now, another big question that people have asked is about NDAs, and I want to clarify this because I have said on certain media, etc., that yes, the NDAs are going to be at some point they're going to be able to speak up, they're going to be able to talk.
Yeah.
But there's some legal distinction here, and I want to be very clear because this is something that is kind of a legal, not a gray area, but it's the difference between.
Just know that if a company breaks a law and you're under an NDA, it does not matter. You can still go to the cops and tell them.
Technically, and the practical reality.
Yes.
So in the law, technically, a bankruptcy only discharges financial obligations, and an NDA is
are considered a non-financial obligation. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. He's talking about NDAs and whether or not they still exist after a bankruptcy situation. Yes, they do. Sadly, NDAs still do hold up so long as the company still exists, the NDA still holds up. So long within the amount of specified time that NDAs usually exist, because there is like NDAs usually have like a start date when you're not allowed to talk about stuff, and then a finalized when you are allowed to talk about stuff. So there is that type, but there are those things usually caked into NDAs as well. However, sir, make them difficult to impact or impractical to enforce. Legal priority, lack of funds, unfair benefit to the company. That's fair. Actually, this is the biggest one right here. Unfair. Well, of course, lack of funds. Like, they're not going to be able to. To enforce. So they wouldn't be able to like sue you because you broke an NDA, because they themselves are going through bankruptcy. So they don't have any assets to chill out or pay for something like that for legal proceedings.
Top priority on the list of things, particularly
Olympic level of gymnastics.
Further is just the lack of funds. They're not going to possess enough funds to enforce all these NDAs and go out and sue everybody and their mother.
Agree.
And everybody and their mother is actually not a just tongue-in-cheek statement. They literally made Silvervale's mother sign an NDA.
Did they really?
Talk about that on my
That's
next live.
crazy.
those
That's
NDAs, they're not going to have
insane.
the funds. It costs money. It's not free to go enforce those NDAs.
Dude, you made a
Also, the
family
last
sign
thing
an
is, this is
NDA?
something the court can take into effect, is that it's an unfair benefit to the company, particularly
Yep.
given the company's track record, particularly given that the company was using the NDAs to silence people from speaking about legitimate workplace grievances. And I've already talked about the fact that certain
With
law,
Niji
like
Sanji, that
California
was
law
like that, yeah.
and other laws, may actually allow them to speak up on those NDAs, particularly as it relates to workplace grievances.
Yeah, Niji
That-
Sanji. I mean, it was very similar with Niji Sanji. They try to control you. Another reason why I would never want to be a corpo VTuber is because it seems like all these corporations just try to have some type of influence on you, so that way you can't like be your own independent person. I want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, however the fuck I want, because I don't care. I'm not gonna fucking, what is it, censor myself or try and placate to any particular audience, because what matters to me is my opinion at the end of the day. Like I respect other people's opinions, don't get me wrong. I respect them, I'll listen to them. But for me, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. If it's my opinion, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it.
That's completely separate from the bankruptcy process. So there may be ways for them, and there likely are ways for them to speak up about those NDAs despite the bankruptcy process, etc. But beyond that, it would be wholly unjust to allow Vshojo, which essentially kept them from earning, kept them from making money for
exactly.
some of them up to a year, even more than a year. There's records of them not paying people back now, and accounts of them not paying back in 2023.
Oh my God.
So
I was like, wait a second.
Hey, look,
because we saw again Kason. We saw Kason with the September stuff. There is someone even farther. There's someone who hasn't been paid since 2023. Dude, I would be livid. I don't care how much I love what I do, how much I love streaming, or how much I love doing whatever job it may be. If you do that to me, I swear to God, there is nothing in this world that's going to stop me from crashing out on you.
Multiple years, and in a
my mouth is
amount,
aghast. Like, I hope you realize
that amount projected there. Let's say that half of that is loans and half of that is talent. Say it's 1 million in loans and 1 million in talent. That's just me spitballing and guessing. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Not at all.
That does not look good with that amount of outstanding debt. So I do think there's going to be a point at which practically they'll be able to speak out. They'll be able to talk up.
Yeah, they
will.
will.
I will caution all of the talents to consult with their individual lawyers. When their individual lawyer that is representing them, not me, but their lawyer representing them, tells them they can speak up, do it.
Yeah.
Right? Do it. When their lawyer
Go
tells
out.
them do it. And I think that
Speak
day
your
will
truth.
come sooner than later. So everyone,
I think so
please be
too.
patient. Let the process play out. Let the legal process happen. The best thing you can do is to support your creators. And it's so lovely that we had Iron Mouse breaking records. She's going to get to probably 1 million.
Yeah,
on
she already
her
did.
IDF fundraiser on telephone.
She already did. We looked at it. She's already at 1 million, over 1 million, almost at $1,200,000.
Shot up overnight, and we're seeing some silver
Well-deserved.
lining to a very bad situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next.
I think it's great for our girl Iron Mouse. The vindication, the influx of just love and support from all these people that realize that she's just trying to do good and help people, and she's just a genuine, honest person, and she's being taken advantage of. She blew the lid off of it, so now all these other people can now talk about how they've been taken advantage of. And I did not expect this, for one, to be as long for us to this to be like a 3-hour, almost 4-hour like talk segment of everything. But Jesus, there was so much to go on. I am so livid over what's happened to these people. Like, dude, that is disgusting. I feel for every person who was taken advantage of by by Vshojo. I mean, might as well be. Niji Sanji and Vshojo have taken advantage not only of the creators, of the talent that they have, but of the actual people who support the talent by misusing the funds that was given to those people that they put their trust into. I wanted to cover this because there has been some crazy fucking shit going on over the past couple of days, and even like the last week with Vshojo and the drama that they're all in. Anyways, like I said, we got to get into this. We're gonna see what's going on. Apparently, Vshojo just confessed to actually committing a crime, the actual company or maybe the CEO or whatever. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going on now, because from what we saw and what we kind of predicted last time, I kind of feel like it's just going to get even worse until this company shuts down, because I don't see a future for a company that has this type of reputation anymore. But yeah, we're going to get right into this. Definitely check out Legal Mindset. He's a great content creator. He gives such good information, a lot of matter of fact stuff, and yeah, we like watching it here. I'm the one that gets to get emotional. Let's see what we got here, though. What's this mindset? Andrew Esquire.
Vshojo has just confessed to a crime, specifically fraud related to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, Iron Mouse's charity that she's been championing for a very, very long time. And we have a statement from the CEO, which just blatantly confesses to it and shows not just that fraud, but also wild mismanagement of company funds for a significant period of time. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire. This is a Legal Mindset where we teach you to be your own.
I actually said that when we were covering this last time, and it was also kind of elaborated by some of the stuff we were watching, that they were saying like money wasn't being used properly as it should be used. But anyways, let's go.
And this is a Fast Facts premiere, giving you the short, quick summary version of what's going on today. Now, Vshojo is in massive hot water. And I told you guys days ago that this was going to lead to insolvency. This was going to lead down the road to bankruptcy. And we have today a confirmation, and I was entirely right. They are going to go absolutely belly up, right? It's done. They're in the red.
Belly up company.
They've got massive amounts of debt. They're not profitable. They weren't profitable even with everybody there. There's no way to get.
That's the thing. I was actually curious about that. If they were actually making money while they had, all the people that were currently on there, well-known VTubers that probably make a really good salary, good amount of money off of what they do. They weren't making anything. They were literally throwing all that money into like a fire and just burning it. Basically, is how it looks like. It's how it sounds for the most part.
They are done, and this has more severe consequences than just losing your Twitch emojis, which happened today on Twitch. The Gun Run global emote is gone, but they have a lot bigger problems than losing cute emotes. So we're gonna look at the statement by the Gun Run and why this statement is absolutely insane, why it's a confession, and also why it doesn't get anybody out of personal liability, why they're still going to be held liable regardless of this statement. This statement doesn't move the yard line, doesn't shift anything
held accountable rather
really
than the
that
company.
far, because this statement is only a confession and does not remove any liability of him as CEO or even personal liability, which is very, very clear in this when you look at the factual situation. So let's read through the statement very, very carefully, and then I'm going to analyze it after we go through it. So here's a statement from Vshojo. This is on their X account, so you can go over and read.
Damn. Yeah, no, I guess fifth paragraph. Because these aren't paragraphs, but down here, additionally, when we get to this section, this is going to be when this is what he's going to cover. They're going to get cooked here.
That yourself.
Just reading that one line. This one line right here, that's going to be bad. He just said that he missed
Vshojo has failed.
It was for a charitable event.
And I mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today, I am sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down.
What? I mean, I said that this was going to happen. I'm pretty sure everyone expected that the company was not going to survive and they were going to go down in flames most likely. But this is like so soon. This is so soon that they probably looked at the headlines and said, "Listen, there's no repairing this ship. There's no fixing this image. We're just gonna call our loss here and shut everything down, dude."
And I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point.
Also, I got completely blindsided by that, but he's trying to take accountability for this because again, I was going to say maybe they're going to try and restructure it so that way they're moving someone else into the CEO position and that's going to be like the person in charge. No, they're shutting it down. He's just straight up taking
everything
accountability
I can
for
to
it.
fundraise. Now,
He's
I'm going
cooked.
to pause there with fundraise. When he says fundraise, a lot of people may think that's a bake sale.
No.
Or this is some sort of selling cookies
It's going
or
to
whatever else. No,
investors.
this is begging for money. He's talking about loans.
Yeah.
So fundraising, he is talking.
Well, yeah, that too. He's definitely going to like, what is it? To like banks and shit like that and actually getting loans out for the company. But what he could have also been doing too for fundraising is going to investors, offering them a percentage of equity, and then that equity translates into what the value of the company is worth. Now, if the company wasn't worth anything and it was in the red, then technically no investor would want to touch it. So it probably was just mainly loans.
Talking about loans, he's talking about trying to borrow to keep the company going. Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah, he's living on debt.
So
Company is running on debt,
and
which
right
shouldn't
the
be
ship
happening.
These past few months, I'm
Like,
going to stop there as well. Months.
A lot of companies start off not making a lot of money and being in red for like a good 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Then they start making profit if they make the right decisions and business choices. They did not make that. And so throughout all the years that this company has been active, they have probably been, they may have gone in the black like maybe a year or two or for 1 or 2 quarters, but they've probably been in the red the entirety, which any company that's doing that is constantly hemorrhaging money and they aren't going to be able to stay afloat. That's for sure.
This thing has been having a problem for over a year. This is a thing they've been in financial hot waters for a very long time. This is not something that happened yesterday. It's not something that happened last month. This has been going on for a significant period of time.
But
despite my efforts, we're in a worse position. And those I care about now are paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. I can't even imagine how he wrote that with a straight face.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't see how you can say the talent-first approach when your talent hasn't been paid. Like, the Kason literally said that she hadn't been paid since September. Dude, that is a long time to go without making money from this company. Now, she's probably made money outside of it through her own stuff, and maybe she has investments and her own stream and everything. But the money that she's supposed to be getting from this talent agency, she's not receiving. Dude, that is crazy.
I can't even imagine how he wrote that with a straight face, given what's happening right now. I cannot believe he sat out and wrote that. Oh, this is what we wanted to do. This is what we're doing.
This is what we wanted to do, but it's not what we did.
Utterly failed
at
on
all.
that consistently over the long term. Over the long term, you abused and gaslit your talent. Over the long term.
He's angry. I think he's actually like, for one, legal mindset, he tries to keep a legal mindset, relatively level-headed. He tries to be rational and not get too opinionated or objective on his opinions or things. He is straight up saying this guy is kind of a piece of shit. Like, without actually saying the words, but he's like saying, you did not hold true to your word. You are a liar. You have not done this for years. You have taken advantage of people. That right there.
Into non-sustainability. You spent your money on wild advertising in Shibuya and everywhere else, just going out and trying to promote and advertise, spending money you didn't.
And that's what I was talking about earlier.
Have to try to push these talents in places that wouldn't help them. You weren't giving them what they needed. What they needed was a paycheck.
Look at that. That's what I said.
Not some weird station advertising.
They need to pay their fucking rent, bro.
Our funding went directly to creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support
generous splits, $0 for 11 months.
Happen. We also wanted our talent to own the IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. Now, that did happen. To credit where credit is due, the talents do own the IP. I've read the contract. That's true.
Yep.
However,
which I think is good. I will say that is a good W for Vshojo with all this bullshit and all this tragic stuff that's happening and coming to light. They did allow their talent to keep their individuality and have the control over their own brand, basically. yeah, you let them keep their IP, but they
Well,
had their
the
IP
business failed
before
to
they
generate
even
the
signed
revenue.
with
We
you.
needed
So
to
trying to
sustain
take
that
it
model,
from them
and we
would be
ran out
even
of
worse,
money.
in my opinion.
Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money, now here we go. Here's the confession. Some I acknowledge. So I am saying
Wait. Yes.
some of the money spent by
Right
the
here.
company was raised in connection with talent activity.
That's exactly that's what I said. This whole third paragraph, fifth paragraph, whatever you want to say, this whole thing is so damning. That is disgusting.
So
And
he
he's
is
just saying it
confessing
outright.
to the fact
Get
that
him in
they
court.
diverted funds which were
Throw the
intended
book at
to
him.
pay their talents. And they're calling them talents, by the way, because if they call them employees, they'll be screwed under labor law.
Yes,
they're
exactly.
using the language specifically talent because they know that they're trying to frame talents, independent contractor. We're going to get out of that.
Yes,
so
exactly.
they owed money to the talents and they spent it.
Which
They
I mean,
misallocated it.
Which I mean, they are technically, to a degree, they are under they're like contracted, but they do work exclusively for that company, you know? Someone that's signed to Vshojo isn't going to go and promote themselves on like Hollow Live or something like that. They're not going to do that type of shit. It's a weird gray area. I always
And
like
then
to
he
say.
goes on to say, so some of the money spent by the company, so saying it was spent by the company, right? Misallocated, was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned, keyword he put in later learned,
You know,
the
we don't know
words
how later,
later
but
learned.
still.
are him trying to get off the hook personally. He said,
He's trying, yeah, exactly. He's saying there's no specified time, so like it wasn't in his purview that all this was meant for a charitable event. Like he was completely oblivious, even though probably that's not true at all. Iron Mouse and her manager probably had multiple talks with the company and on trying to figure out what they're gonna do with it. So it's pretty gross.
I later
down,
learned was intended for a charitable initiative. What he's trying to do here is say, oh, I didn't have personal knowledge of where the money was going in my company.
Which
you
is
know,
kinda
dollars
crazy.
come in, dollars
Yeah.
go out. I don't know anything that's going on. I had no idea, no
Man's trying to take
knowledge
away any
that
accountability
this
for
money
himself.
should have gone to a
Which-
charitable initiative.
At that point, then it's like he's trying to point it further and further down the ladder, which honestly, I could imagine them pointing it further and further down all the way to when it just gets to Iron Mouse and they try to put it all on Iron Mouse. Trying not to lose face and take away all like
We just got a
wrongdoing from
massive amount of
themselves.
money. We just got
Yeah.
$500,000.
Yeah, we just received money. We didn't know
And
what to do with
It
it.
just slipped through the cracks. That's like
Yeah.
a couple pennies just falling in the couch.
I mean, for them, with how much they were hemorrhaging,
world-
probably. Let's be honest.
In no world does this hold up
No,
under
yeah, I
any
feel that.
sort of investigation. Even the most
Who would-
cursory
who
investigation.
would
you need
would
to know
think
where
that's real?
$500,000 goes. This is not tree fitty.
You're not no tree
This is
fitty. I ain't give no
$500,000
line that man no tree
that
fitty.
just
You
poof,
give that
went
woman,
somewhere.
give that
And
tree
as the
fitty.
CEO, you certainly have the responsibility to understand the major financial operations of your company. And yes, there's other officers that are on the line here. I know I can hear Tectone in the background skipping up. It's not just a gun run. Yes, okay, chill, Tectone, chill, bro.
Chill, bro.
We all respect you, but you know you got to calm down. Of course, there's other people that manage the finances. There's other officers. There's the CFO that quit. There's a management officer that quit. There's other officers that have left. We talked about the officer that left 2 months ago, and he just posted. He tagged gun run. He's like, bro, what's going on? No, bro.
Interesting.
Sorry, bro. Leaving 2 months ago doesn't get you off the hook. This thing has been
This
going
is
on
like
for a
years in
while,
the
at least in
making.
terms of the people.
This is years in the making. This is the type of thing where it's like you're trying to distance yourself in these like recent months or so because you knew it was about to go crazy and shit was about to fucking go bad. This does not exonerate you. You are probably going to be held accountable, and I hope you do. Like I hope all the people that were involved with in the upper management are held accountable for this type of thing because that's a lot of funds to take away from a charity. Yeah,
being
right?
paid, and also in terms of the charity misallocation. This is something that was done in the past. So if you were there as an officer 2 months ago and you quit,
Doesn't
you're
matter.
not necessarily off the hook. When the investigation looks at this and they get into the emails, they get into the
They're gonna
documents,
pull you
they
in
get
for
into,
questioning.
Okay, what happened here?
They always do.
There at some point is going to be revealed a number of people, not just the gun run, but definitely including the gun run, that were involved in taking those funds and putting them other places. There were discussions that were had.
Yeah,
So,
there
and
was
even if they
yeah,
were had
there
in
had-
person,
the-
someone's going to crack someone's going to break.
There's no way that there was not some type of conversation about this. Like, to think that that is the case would probably make Vshojo really the worst managed company I've seen in a long time. If that truly is the case.
No one wants to go to federal prison.
Yeah, no one wants to, but some people are.
This is misallocation of funds.
Yep.
This is violation of various other state and federal laws.
Damn, bro, they are fucked.
Good, right?
These guys
and
are
assuming
cooked.
once again,
Let's
assuming
go.
on the face all the
Some
facts
justice.
we have are true, which I have no reason to believe because they've confessed this now. They've said, no,
Yeah.
we actually misallocated the funds. There's no further proof needed other than getting into who's liable. And if we can pierce the
that's
corporate
true.
veil, that means
And
holding...
well, not only that, and who handled the money, like whose money, whose hands did the money exchange through? That's gonna that's gonna expose a lot more. In my opinion.
Individual employees.
If you find out that it was
responsible
used to pay
personally
people's salaries
for
or
these
pay for like a
misdeeds,
new car,
yes, we need more investigation as to piercing the veil as to certain
They're
people
cooked.
and certain individuals, etc. And I do think there's a strong possibility that may happen. And I indeed hope that happens for some of these people trying to sink their head in the
Same
sand.
here,
and say,
yeah,
"Oh, I
no,
later
exactly.
learned." No, bro.
Dude
And
is actually
let's
being
show the
serious
proof
about
here,
this shit,
too.
man.
Let's show the proof here, too. The gun run knew. He knew at the time.
Oh,
Here's
yeah, he definitely
literally
knew.
the
There's no
gun
way he
run
didn't know.
Saying, you did it, Mouse, October 1st, 2024.
Ooh, that's the acknowledgement right there of what was it, the charity, the stream raised for the charity and everything. That's when it hit the amount, probably.
October 1st, 2024, saying you did it, Mouse. And really, the only thing that he needs to know
Hats off to Mouse,
is
ain't
like
you?
is the
Oh my
feds, will be looking at this post.
Oh my God, no way.
So that's all he
Dude,
needs
that's
to
a
know.
flex.
Live tweeting during a fest.
The feds will be looking at this post is crazy. Dude, Legal Mindset just had a straight off mask off moment. Oh my God.
But yes, no, that's
Look
all
at
we
that.
need to know,
He
is
posted
that
onto
statement
it.
Is there. We've got
That's just gonna
pictures
pop
of
up
him
in court.
with Mouse fundraising. So we see this guy out there fundraising. We know he knew at the time, afterwards, before. He knew at all points of this. He knew what was going on. He was not an ostrich with his head in the sand. He knew what was going on.
Oh,
Let's
yeah, for
finish
sure.
the statement here. Let's finish the statement. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on information available, we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. What that means is they were trying to get a loan. They used the money they didn't have, right? They misallocated the charity money.
Yes,
right,
yes, and
to
they
try
tried
to pay current expenses because they thought they could get another loan. They were already in debt. They were already
They couldn't
$2
get a
million in
loan
debt,
that
and
would've-
they couldn't
that would've
do it.
make
And it
it,
says
yep.
right here, we were unsuccessful in our fundraising
$2 million
efforts. I
in
made the
debt.
decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry. So
you're gonna pay
there, that
them?
last
You're
one
gonna
too,
pay
guys,
the
that
money?
last one is
I
very
own
true.
the consequences.
I made the decision to pursue funding.
And also, I would say this is a contradiction almost to where you say, I later learned. You knew that you had $500,000 and you figured out where it should be allocated and where the money was going to be spent. You had purview into that, which means saying that I learned later about all this and that's was for a charity event, it just makes it seem all the more contradictory and bullshit. In my opinion. Obviously, again, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, so this is just purple idiot's opinion as to what he's seen and what he has been shown so far as evidence.
What that means is he made the decision to not pay the talent
Yep.
and to keep the ship going a little longer. So instead of paying the talent, even if that meant they would have had to close down,
Yeah.
instead of doing what was right and just,
They decided
he
to do
decided
this.
to push it down the line. He knowingly did this.
And
guys.
also, I own its. I just want to say, he says, I own its consequences. You haven't even experienced the tip of this iceberg of consequences. You are going to feel the reverberations of this for many years to come, my friend. You are going to pay a fine. You are going to probably spend some time in jail, and rightfully so, because this is disgusting behavior, and
he knowingly did this.
you need to be actually
this guy,
punished
and
for
look,
it.
this is
Not just a
I rarely
consequence
go
of-
off. I
of-
try to stay
of
legal and objective
your own
here,
personal
but
opinion.
morally,
Yeah.
this is a horrible decision.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think this is something that's pretty non-controversial, right? If you see that you're failing, you're in debt, you're not doing well, right?
Your company's
You
going to
have
go
at some
down.
points be realistic, be adults. An adult has to come in the room and say, we need to cut this and we need to do what's right.
Look
We
at
need
that.
To pay people out.
Man, is
And
like I
look,
said, mask
I'm
off
sure if
moment.
they talked to the talent and said, hey, we're not doing well, right? We're not doing well. We need to pay the employees, right? And hey, maybe everybody across the board, including employees, we're all going to take, including the CEO, we're all going to take a haircut. Everybody at the business has to take a 25% haircut across the board because we're hurting, right? And we're all going to be in this as a team. Okay,
Either that or
whatever. You can have
layoffs.
that
It would be that or
conversation.
the
You've
other
done
thing.
something.
Either that or layoffs,
But
really.
they decided not to do that. They decided to benefit certain people at the
Which
expense
were
of others.
And those certain people are probably high echelon executives at the company that just wanted to go on vacation. Or buy the newest sport car.
Absolutely
like
deplorable
that is the
behavior
disgusting
and
shit, man.
Potentially criminal. Finishing up here, I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believe in our brand. You did not deserve this. No, and the Immune Deficiency Foundation didn't deserve this either.
Exactly.
Right?
All
And
the people that have been
certainly what
affected
this
as a
deserves
result.
And what this will get is criminal investigation.
Let's go!
Into exactly how this went down.
Where
made those
are the
decisions,
cuffs?
And how that
Get the cuffs.
How that funding exactly got
Book 'em.
misallocated. So that is going to be happening absolutely for sure. I'm going to be covering this as it gets more serious, as it gets
I can't wait.
investigated, and I will
We're
catch
gonna
you
we're gonna
on the
yeah.
next one.
We're gonna follow this for sure. We're gonna keep up to date with everything that's going on, at least so long as it's allowed to be showed. Basically, I'm down to. I want to fucking cover this because this is like one of those things where this affects more than just a single individual. This affects families. This affects many people. This could affect generations. Like, yeah, but what is it? It's just all around deplorable behavior. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that definitely needs to have a spotlight shown on it, and people need to talk about it. But those are my final thoughts on everything. And definitely check out Legal Mindset. Go check out False ID. In fact, hold up, I actually forgot to put the things in chat. So here's the link for Legal Mindset's video. And then let's go back to False ID. And definitely check out both their videos. Check out their content. It's really good and amazing stuff. I love watching it. We've watched it a few times on here. So yeah, definitely give it a like, give them a sub, and check it out. But that's going to be all for me. We got to move on. Hey, what is up? You are an absolute legend if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. And if you could just do me one more quick favor, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps me out. I stream on Twitch Wednesdays to Saturdays starting around 12 p.m. EST. And yeah, there's plenty of crazy unhinged madness that goes on over there too. So I hope to see you there, and I'll catch you in the next video.